Hello, and welcome to a new type of movie review. I am your host, Thing with Cat on his head, or you could call me Ziggy Gagoo.
What the hell? There's a Hololive in here. Get him, Hawk. Get him. There's a
I'm
filthy
not that.
Hololive.
I'm not that. You stop. But either way, I have taken over for, I don't know if any of you have remembered his real name, but he is no longer here. He has been replaced by multiple personalities that you will no longer see and know and doing.
Oh my god, it is a Hololive. You ate the soul of my friend Zach. Give him back. Give him back.
I will turn you into a toad if you do not stop or scratch you with some of my claws. Where's my front paw? Oh, there it is. There.
Yeah, bibbidi bobbidi boku. Apparently, I'm going to become a wasted character that everyone will forget about in Dragon Ball GT. Oops, spoiler warning.
Well, not GT. Bobbity wasn't Z, but whatever. But either way, we are talking about, I think, let's see, your friend Boku last left off on, let us see here. Oh, yes. He wanted to do a movie review on The Rookie. I think he left his notes here from, this flimsy bit of cardboard. It's upside down. Damn my inconvenience. Yeah, you see the Clint Eastwood collection there, right there.
Remember, kids, don't do Dragon Balls.
You are a little distracted. Didn't mean to scare you, you creature.
Oh. Yeah, fear me, I have cute puppy bitches.
Oh, fine, I'll pet you.
Oh,
I'm not petting you in my other paws. My other paws are just for me. Where's it? Right there. See that there? And if you're wondering that up there, that there. Alright, but we are going to talk about The Rookie today. Do it as a type of discussion. So, Jherick, did you see this film?
Of course I did. I saw it with Give Me Back My Friend.
I don't think he's coming back. I think he's away for a long holiday and many other personalities.
Well, you know, him and Charlie Sheen, remember kids, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Indeed. Well, wasn't that bad, but, well, you're taking a dig at Charlie Sheen then, I guess. I may not know much, but I am at least inside a lot of actors. I get around from time to time, if you must know. But, oh yes, The Rookie. A very, I would say, from what he has written down in the notes, a very sort of simple action movie where you have a rookie cop being played by Charlie Sheen, and where he's also basically dealing with the fears of, I believe, losing a younger brother to gross negligence jumping from the tops of buildings as kids. Why the hell would anyone do that? Well, but of course, this is California, San Francisco, possibly, so
yeah,
they're all nuts.
Some of the cinematography kind of jumps between cities, almost like they're having a bad drug trip. Cough, cough, Mr. Sheen.
Oh, well, they could be. Personally, I think it says here in the notes they only went to like 2 different cities in California, so yes, it's not really possibly all San Francisco, but you do what you can because they want a lot of money.
But a rookie cop, that almost insinuates that there's a senior officer who's older, more experienced, and maybe lives in the area.
Ah, yes, and as a part of the discussion as well, basically, you have an older cop who's played by Clint Eastwood. Oh, I forgot the young rookie cop, his name is David Ackerman. Sorry, I forgot that little detail, but nobody cares about him, even though he's pretty integral. But anyway, the old-time cop, who is Nick Pulowski, who is a Polish-American cop, played by a great veteran actor, Clint Eastwood, is here, and he is trying to track down a big sort of a... You knock out my magic mic, I hurt you, doggy. No, not really. It's a stern warning. That's all you get.
Mr. Puppysworth does not approve of your insolent tone.
No one approves of you either, Jherick. Get over it.
Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy, even though he nearly knocked down the fucking router. Ain't that right, boy?
Well, it's not a router. That's a 6 terabyte hard drive. It's not a router.
Hard drive, router. Look, all I know is it makes the stupid internet thing happen.
Nope. You really know nothing, do you?
I know this. I know having Charlie Sheen play off of one of the greatest actors ever who ever lived is kind of sad, really. Kind of really emphasizes just how much of a rookie he is, both in the movie And in real life.
Well, maybe more real life now than ever, but at least back when he was younger, he had a bit more of a passe, subtle sense about him. But anyway, basically Nick Pawlowski plays a beat cop trying to get a big score. He's actually won for Grand Theft Auto, or as David Ackerman says in the beginning of the film, G-Rides, where he's trying to take down a big German Grand Theft Auto kingpin in the name of Strom, played by Raul Julia. I will say on a quick side note, a lot of people got on Raul Julia's case because he being a, I think it was a Chilean American, or no, like a Chilean or something. He's not really American, but a lot of people said he was bad at being a German. Not I personally, sorry, the personalities mixing, but Boku seemed to believe that was not the case. Raul Julia did the best that he had with, and is pretty much the best damn character in this movie. Other than Clint Eastwood.
God, Mia, he's so amazing as an actor.
Oh yes. And anyway, as you know, the movie goes along where Clint Eastwood loses another partner, he gets hooked up with David Ackerman, and they're trying to both chase down the German kingpin Strom to take away his G-Rides to where... I saw that. to take away his kingpin empire, and things ensue where Ackerman is learning, he makes rookie mistakes. Along the way, Pawlowski gets captured by Strom, which forces David Ackerman to go all balls to the wall, true manpower, and do a quick check. What? Alright, for that, I don't kill you.
Banish the evil with cute puppy kisses. That's how you do it.
Oh, I guess so. But anyway, it says, talk about the plot of movie. Well, alright. It says here in, Boku's notes that he finds the film, even though the story is basic, it's fun in many ways, as action movies have. Charlie Sheen and Clint Eastwood as Nick Pawlowski and David Ackerman bounce off each other pretty well. The humor is great. There's a lot of prejudicial racial humor, but it's all part of the fun, not to take away from anything. And, the action is pretty top-notch. Eastwood did a great job in still directing, and, the characters are all fun. Everything is there. David Ackerman goes from great strengths as a rookie, playing a person who makes mistakes, wants to be better, and also not being coddled about the death of his brother by his rich father, played by Tom Skerritt, who I believe is Eugene Ackerman, and, wanting to make a name for himself. But after he makes a rookie mistake where he gets shot in the back by Liesel for not shooting her in the first place, as Nick Pawlowski asks, he transforms and becomes a great hero in the making, and he and Pawlowski work together great, and the film comes, as you can imagine, sort of at the beginning, full circle, where Pawlowski was teasing Nick at the beginning to where, or not Nick, that's his name, where Pawlowski is teasing David about how he was at the beginning, to where David comes and teases his own partner about her own rookie mistakes, even though she's not made any, and yada yada yada. I know it sounded like it wasn't that entertaining, but a very, very fun movie. The plot is basic, but a very fun movie, and comes together quite nicely in the matter of, let's see here, I think the written time is 2 hours and 5 minutes, so a pretty fun, entertaining movie from what we have. How about you, Jherick? What do you think of the plot?
I noticed in the movie, David Ackerman never calls out Nick Pawlowski for the idea that his girlfriend is now working with this racist German auto theft kingpin. Because if you remember, early on, he goes to his house and he sees the picture of the two of them together, and later he sees that interesting video of her writing him after he's been caught and is basically being held hostage by Strom. And I find it kind of weird. That was the one thing he never called Nick out on. What's your girl doing with this racist German car kingpin dude?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, don't you remember the girlfriend of Strom, the one that was working with him, the coke freak?
Okay, because it made you were sounding like it was from what you were saying here, from what I read it in the notes, it made you sound like it was saying it was Nick's girlfriend, Pawlowski's girlfriend.
Well, was it? You remember they showed the photo of him and her together when he was still a race car driver?
No, that was his original wife.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure those were the same
That
ladies.
was his original wife who he broke up with. Yes, it says that here in the notes.
I'll have to check again, but anyways, there were a lot of...
didn't pay attention.
I don't know. We'll have to check again. But anyways,
Well, either way, nitpick.
there's a lot of interesting, fun little moments. Like, for instance, as wait, who are you again?
Ziggalowgoski. I forgot. But you can call me Ziggy for short.
I'm just gonna call you Kitty.
Don't do that again.
Anyways, Kitty, there's a lot of fun little callbacks for each character. Like he said, he's traumatized by the death of his brother, which, maybe going full Assassin's Creed on the rooftops of LA ain't such a hot idea. And we also see it kind of causes a psychological trauma with guns, because he's a cop, but clearly he does not want to shoot anybody, especially women, which comes back to bite him in the ass later on. He does eventually get over this, by getting basically beaten the shit out of in a bar, having everyone laugh at him all the time, and basically question him at all hours of the day. Yeah, be a little careful who you tease on a relentless basis. You know what they say, don't make fun of that guy in high school. And for Nick, there's also a lot of those as well. He used to be a race car driver, won a lot of races, but he never hit the big time. And as he tells David, he tells him, yeah, a lot of local stuff, nothing ever big. My whole life I've been running a race, but I'm always running short. Now I got this one chance at a big score, and I'm not going to let it pass me up. We can see both of them are haunted by their pasts, and
But anyway, they say to give the rating now, and god damn thingamajigs get. But anyway, they say give the rating now. What would you, actually I will start with it, I guess, Jherick, and then I will get yours secondary. He's actually been very good. You heeded my warning well, dog. Heeded my warning well. But I would say, I won't necessarily say 10 out of 10 since, again, the story is quite basic, but it is still fun and very good. And like you said, good moral life lessons in a night. And like I said, it goes in a full circle very well. I would say a very good, solid 9 to 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, it's easily a 9. But, hey, I'm going to give it a 10 just for that crazy Titan crib walk Strom does at the end of the movie. I don't know if it's the jumpsuit, but something about seeing Raul Julia do a Titan crib walk at an airport is just so hilarious.
Given what Boku says here, and given now how my multiple personalities have to cover for him now, I would say from what he says, it was the tight suit. But, of course, sadly, we'll mention here on a side note, the 90s and late 80s is where sadly Raul Julia was starting to develop cancer and he was getting sick. I think it was due to his, the guy smoked a lot of cigars from what Boku says in his notes, and he did a lot of drinking as well. Not good for the health, really. So, I mean, he wasn't as bad yet. It really hit him hard in 93, but I think this is the years where he knew stuff was starting to happen and where he started taking a lot of these bizarre roles. And this is actually a great way to segue, because we'll go into characters of the movie. My three, and I say three because the best three characters, hands down, are Nick Pawlowski, David Ackerman, and of course, Strom. And, starting with the main character in Nick Pawlowski, like you mentioned, Jherick, old age cop, trying to get a big score, trying to make that name, because he says, I was on the racing circuit, didn't make it big there, sort of failed in that life, tried to be a cop, I'm a decent cop, but never really made it big and made a difference. Strom is the one that I can really make the difference with, and really come out on top, nothing really wrong with that, but it wasn't easy for him, and you just see how Clint Eastwood struggles, but yet he has the tough guy persona, even with his struggles. The prejudicial characterness that comes out, which nothing wrong with that. It's 1990. Go figs, sue them.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, absolutely not that there's anything wrong with that. But hey, it was part of the character, and he shows strength. Even when he's captured by Strom in the movie, he still shows strength and doesn't back down an inch. And isn't harried by it one bit. Even when, sadly, he's being raped by Sonia Braga Liesel in a very uncomfortable scene in the middle of the movie. So, that is a little strange. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, but, that scene's a 1 out of 10 on the Lair of the White Worm spectrum, so take it with a grain of salt, kiddos. It was the 90s.
Oh yes, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed. And as well, oh, and you know what? Actually, talk about one of your favorite characters, Jherick, because I forgot to follow Boku's notes and actually get something up and going. So talk about one of your favorite characters for a sec.
I have to give it up to Strom, baby. Gotta give it up to that crazy Raul Julia energy. Ooh, hello.
Oh, do want to keep going?
Oh, sorry.
Give
But
him more.
yeah, Raul Julia is always going to be the best character actor. But honestly, in terms of character development, I have to give it up to David Ackerman. Even though you kind of expect him to go full Charlie Sheen by the end of the movie, it's still kind of nice to see him go from this quiet sort of milquetoast dude to just whooping some ass. Honestly, it just felt kind of disturbing to see Charlie Sheen trying to be a normal person.
Yes, in a way. Oh dear. Oh my. Wow. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a hot steaming beep all over Rotten Tomatoes someday.
Oh yes. Well, we'll probably do that in a minute here. But as we do, was that all your favorite characters?
Well, I mean, Strom's my favorite overall, but hey, I mean, he's played by Raul Julia. What can I do? David Ackerman would be my favorite in terms of character development, and you have to give it up to Clint Eastwood. He's just going to steal every scene by default, so, what can you do?
So we have pretty much the same level of impasse. Very nice, very nice. So, or I wouldn't know if it was impasse or other things, but hey, although, that's what it is. And as we continue, like I said, talking about mine, we mentioned Pawlowski. As Jherick mentioned with David Ackerman, what I love about David Ackerman is for the exact same reasons that he said, or at least what Boku is saying here. A strong working character is unsure of himself, has to build up over time. Charlie Sheen plays that very uncomfortable, I don't want to be this way, but yet at times throughout the beginning of the movie, showing quite a bit of good strength, quite a bit of defiance, because there's that bad relationship between him and his father, and if you're thinking that it was a relationship where, David Ackerman wasn't allowed to be him, I think in many ways he was allowed to be him in a sense, but he was tired of being coddled by his rich family, because there's a scene in the middle of or near the end of the movie, I should say, where Eugene Ackerman's saying, you forgive yourself for what happened to your brother, but you quit the force, and then he's like, no, Dad, I don't want to be held by hand by you, because, you were there for me, but you were never actually there for me when I really needed help. And you coddled me, but you never did the right thing.
And I think that's what really makes the dynamic between him and Clint Eastwood's character work, Clint very much challenges him. He throws stuff in his face. You can almost tell that this is exactly what David Ackerman needed. This was the harsh yet fair upbringing, and frankly, he gives back just as good as he gets from Eastwood. Calling him out on his on a lot of the things he does, his bad habits, his bad eating habits, his inability to actually fix some of his own bikes. Which, by the way, he's got a rockin' fucking Harley in that garage of his.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, thank you, dog. Yes, indeed. And of course, he grows and becomes a great cop at the end to where, he's basically in Pawlowski's position. And we probably should mention, too, since Pawlowski's one of my favorite characters, he becomes the lieutenant at the end of the film, which I'm going to say, in Boku's words, was pretty badass. I guess good words to be saying. I'll admit to you now, I took a look at the film myself. It is a fun, good film, I'm not going to lie. Great enjoyment. And then, of course, I have to mention Strom. Raul Julia. What is that to say about Strom? Other than, even though if you don't want to take his villain character seriously, he does pose a threat, he has an imposing figure, he's racist as all hell, which is quite fun in this movie. The stuff that he says, and say goodbye to your poor luck. Listen up, paisan. I'm broke, desperate, and very pissed. I know you wops keep over $2 million in the safe. I have to leave the country if I'm ever to get a breath of air between the cops and those fucking Italians.
For other movie actors, it would be a big gig. For Raul Julia, it was just a Tuesday.
Put it back in your pants, Jherick. For the taste you and similar to those beaners have, they're all being kind.
Aw, see? There's some Boku left in there. Give the kitty some head pats and maybe he'll let Boku go.
And also, my favorite line, and I think it was Boku's too,
say goodbye to your Pollock.
And sorry, they just had to be mentioned because great stuff from Raul Julia. And again, the guy just seemed to have a blast, and he dies with a bullet, I think, to the chest or the head, and dies rather constipated with a look on his face. But other than that,
Yeah, probably had a little Aaron Yeager in him when he was running.
And absolutely. And before we get to final thoughts, is, as Boku said before, he likes to go to Rotten Tomatoes, and pretty much not much from the cast and crew. We covered pretty much everyone else. Oh yes, and Lara Flynn Boyle, for everyone who's a fan actress of her. She played David Ackerman's wife, Sarah, which was pretty cool in this movie as well, I'd say, if you're a fan of hers. And let's see. I'll mention it really quick since I know we're going past certain times, but man oh man, from what Boku's saying here, and from what I can agree since I told you I peaked at this movie, 29% on critics, 36% on audience. That is a little upsetting because, to me, it's a fun, great movie. You can't take it too seriously, but come on, it's good fun.
It's a popcorn flick, baby. Besides, Rotten Tomatoes are sus as all hell these days.
Well, most critics are, Jherick. Most critics are. And let's see, let's get some, like, as you all know, Boku likes to do one negative critic remark and one positive. We'll start with the first one. Let's see, no one's reviewed this movie recently, as recently as 2014, May 27, 2014, and I quote from Empire Magazine. My God, are they still relevant? Well, 2014, who knows? Fails miserably to join the ranks of buddy cop classics like Lethal Weapon and 48 Hours. Wow, that's harsh. I don't get the comparison, but harsh. I didn't think they were going for the Lethal Weapon vibe, did you?
No, not really. This was kind of doing its own thing.
And why mention 48? I don't understand 48 Hours, but oh well. Yeah. At one point, from what I get in Boku's personality here, he just wants to do videos on critic consensus. So we'll probably go through a lot more of these and make fun of him as we go. But here's one positive one from May 27th of 2014. And this is from. Oh, it doesn't even mention who's it from. It just says from TV Guide. Nice to hide yourself, TV Guide.
Wow, they still exist?
Well, yeah. If you go to stores, there's still magazines in the stores, actually, Jherick. So, believe me, it's shocking that they're still relevant.
Gonna have to get my Fleming launcher and fix that.
Oh, boy. Well, either way. The film oh, yes, this is the positive review. The film offers some disturbingly misogynistic elements, oh yes, as well as a healthy dose of crushing violence. Still, those quibbles aside, quibbles?
Really?
Don't watch action movies. There. Oh, wait, something's happening, Don't watch action movies, I swear to God. If you're gonna give the quibbles, don't fucking watch them, for God fucking sake.
Quibbles and bits.
That was weird.
Little hockey's hungry.
Well, I think you're right, Jherick. I think he's in there somewhere. Still. But anyway, getting back on track. This is a fun movie and a must-see for Eastwood. Thank you. That ending actually... Oh, wait. Thank you. That ending actually justifies it. Thank you. But do you have to mention that, the violence... It's an action film. They're meant to be a little violent.
Yeah.
Action films shouldn't be PG-13. Thank you. That's where they gotta stop now. That's weird.
I'm just gonna start calling you Majin Boku. Is that okay, Majin Boku? Can I head pat you, kitty boy?
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay. Just promise me you'll let go of Deborah. His friend Chi-Chi misses him.
I don't know any Deborah.
Sure you do.
But either way, those are a bit of the critic consensus. I like that one. And now we will move on to, I believe, as it said, final thoughts. So, again, a great movie. Not the best action movie. I still think one of the best ones is Die Hard, personally, and for Boker's thoughts and my own, Die Hard is still one of the top ones, I think, ever in grossing history. But I say this one follows the mold of action films altogether, from the pointless ones that make no sense and are just fun to watch to the ones that are good with great story build and character. How about you, Jherick?
Well, my final thoughts are, it's not a review, it's an adventure!
Oh, yes, because again, to quote in another thing,
Jherick, Boku, it's not just a job, it's fucking adventure!
ah!
Aw,
God, that's really got to stop. But anyway, this is, I guess you could say, 01 to Boku with a cat on his head.
aw, and it sounds like you got a little case of the booze.
Say your name.
Okay, I'm a Super Saiyan Jherick. Hi, kitties, and this is Mr. Puppysworth. Say hello, Mr. Puppysworth.
And until next time, I can't believe I have to say this. Until next time, deuces.
Deuces.